About 2 weeks ago, my mom and I were in town and we met a guy in a bar that said he had found Bigfoot turd in this park. I said, "How do you know what it is?" And he said, "How do you know what it's not?" What is the scientific term for Bigfoot poop? Join us while we go look for it.
All I get's the dasher. Why do you have baby locks on my side of the car?
Because Oliver steps on it and the
You won't take the dogs anymore.
So the headwaters of the Mount Shasta Park, they're actually 1 mile north of downtown Mount Shasta. And the park has picnic areas and a playground and some public buildings. And of course the headwaters, and that's what you're looking at now. A lot of the people go there to fill up their water bottles and use the water at home. It's already been filtered, so it's safe to drink. It was actually called the Big Springs. It was discovered in 1901, but it's actually the hunting grounds of the Wintu Indian tribe.
We can walk up there, look.
My mom says to tell everyone the water is filtered in the rocks. If I was Bigfoot, this would be a cool park to hang out in, but it's pretty busy and there's a lot of people around. We're seeing a lot of cool stuff, but we're not seeing anything related to Bigfoot or any weird turd.
Evidence of Sasquatch pushing trees over.
There's a lot of cool lightning strikes from a couple years ago. There was a major storm, but we still don't see any weird turd. We did find some raccoon poop though. That was fun.
Evidence of Sasquatch. He uses a saw.
So we just talked to a guy that actually told us that there's a lot of strange happenings in this park in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And a lot of the homeless people that live in the park were saying how their food was getting stolen, which isn't anything unusual, but the way that it was being stolen, it was being taken and hung in the trees along with all their gear. And it wasn't like a normal tree. It was like a 100-foot redwood tree. So it wasn't people doing this kind of thing. He also mentioned that large boulders were being moved around the headwaters. The huge rocks that filter the water were being moved. I also heard this from a lot of people. The smell of Bigfoot is a horrendous stench of sewer times 1,000. And both people told us of the horrendous smell that they smelled in this park. And it's anything worse than you've ever imagined. I guess you can smell them up to a mile away. I guess all of the strange things that were happening in the park was enough to scare off a lot of the homeless kids. And there's always a homeless camp here for some reason, but it's more like a hippie camp. A lot of people travel between Oregon and Mount Shasta area in the summer. The winter's pretty harsh here, so they usually go further south. But for some reason, there's quite a bit of people in the park this year, and they all say the same thing. A lot of strange things are going on, a lot of strange noises, a lot of strange disappearances of food, kindling, wood, boulders moving that shouldn't be moved, trees that are being thrown that shouldn't be thrown, like the entire tree. A lot of strange things going on, including the disappearance of many of their dogs. And that, I think, was the primary reason for the camp moving. So now we're coming to the place where the man in town told us he found the Bigfoot. But honestly, there's nothing out of place. We've been coming here with our dogs to walk them for several years, and the only thing out of place is where the lightning hit that tree, and I don't think that was the result of Bigfoot. Up ahead, my mom thinks she sees a nest of some kind.
Oh, look at little nests. Or, well, looks like little nesting places right there. Evidence of Sasquatch. A nest for a bear or Sasquatch. Or hippies.
So it looks like we either found a Sasquatch nest, a hippie nest, or a bear nest. I think that's as far as we're going to get on this episode. But stay tuned for more as we look for Bigfoot around Mount Shasta. I'm sure we'll find him. Like, I didn't get in there very well, did I?
No, God, you just went all the wrong way.
Well, it's been a minute since I've been here.